Is this thing on? All right, I think we're good. So this is the first in maybe a series of vlogs or something of that nature to just kind of show everyone who's interested my journey in the competitive Magic scene. I recently took a hiatus of about 7 months. Shortly after missing a win in for top 8 at my 4th RPTQ, and that really took a toll on me, because sometimes you test and test for events, and you just you feel bad when you don't make it in, and you spend all this time and effort and energy, and sometimes you just feel like you have to unwind and take a breather, take some time off. So that's what I did. So now I'm back at it. Modern Masters 2017 just released yesterday. Had fun drafting that, and been kind of playing a little bit more here and there, and I'm starting to feel the itch again, starting to feel the bug for Magic again. So I wanted to create some sort of video series kind of chronicling my journey back into the competitive scene. And it's interesting because I have a full-time job. I have a career that I'm working on, trying to move up the corporate ladder, as it were. And I'm also married, so I'm trying to manage, a marriage, and keep my wife happy, keep the marriage going, while also trying to remain competitive in the Magic scene. So it's an issue that I think a lot of people have, and a lot of people make excuses for saying that they don't have time to do. I'm videotaping this, whatever. It's on my phone, but I'm videoing this on the way to my local game store for a PPTQ today. It's a standard PPTQ, trying to qualify for Pro Tour Kyoto, which I think is Hour of Devastation. I'm not sure, but I'm just trying to throw this out there, get a feel to see if anybody is interested in kind of seeing what my journey is, and how my approach into becoming a better Magic player might be, or just overall in general, just kind of seeing what goes through my mind or my thought process when it comes to getting better at Magic while trying to manage real life. So I am in my car, I am on my way to the store, so there's probably going to be a lot of noise because I am on the freeway right now. As soon as I can get off on one of the side streets, I will. That way it kind of quiets down a little bit. But this is kind of what it is right now. I am doing this on my phone. If there is more interest in a video series like this, I'll probably invest in a decent video camera where I can kind of like set it up on my dash and just kind of record. So that's kind of where I'm at. But I want to give you a little bit of a better introduction of myself. So my name is Eric Cias. I have produced content in the past. I was part of MTG Focus, the podcast about Magic the Gathering and competitive Magic the Gathering. And for a while we were consistently putting out episodes, just with various guests on the podcast, talking about whatever it is that they were doing, us relaying information to the listeners about being competitive, how to get better at Magic. And when we all decided to take a break at the same time, we kind of dissolved MTG Focus, just more or less kind of just stopped recording. We haven't really picked it back up, but I'm still interested in producing content, so I thought maybe something on a video series might be good. I've been playing Magic since about 1995, 1996, and the first booster pack I ever opened was a Mirage booster pack, and I'd been playing competitive, or starting to play competitive around Invasion Block, was when I went to my first regionals, kind of not knowing, kind of had a half-assed like Psychotog deck and not really knowing too much, but after playing in that event, the bug really bit me, and I started traveling to more events, playing in more GPs, getting my butt kicked left and right. That's just how it is when you're starting out competitive, and just learning as much as I can. With internet being more prevalent later on, having access to articles, deck lists, and now videos, it's a lot easier to get better at Magic, and a lot quicker too, because you have access at your fingertips. You know, back in the day, all you really had was your friends, stories that they had from events that they were going to, and just trying to relay information. So over time, you know, I've gotten a lot better. I did qualify for Pro Tour Magic Origins, which was in Vancouver. I did horribly at that, but since then I've been, you know, contemplating whether or not I wanted to get back on the Pro Tour, or if I just wanted to kind of play competitively locally. And I kind of decided that I think, you know, I want to take one more stab at being competitive, trying to get back on the Pro Tour, and seeing how well I can manage, you know, the day-to-day things in my life. So having a wife, having a career, managing those things. So that means that if I want to put a priority on Magic, then those other two things still have to be top priority for me. First and foremost has to be marriage, has to be your loved ones. You can't sacrifice any of that for any hobby that you enjoy, whether it be Magic, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, whatever it is. You definitely don't want to sacrifice that time with them. So luckily for me, my wife is very understanding. She's definitely involved in the Magic community. She doesn't play, but she is a card altarist. She does altars. Many of you might know her, and so I have that going for me, and she's very supportive. Second priority for me is my career. I want to be able to support my family, make sure I have a roof over our heads, make sure that we're doing okay financially, and me being the competitive type, the spike, if you will. I have a competitive drive within my career to continue to learn and grow and develop, and I want to continue to do that in my career. So that's definitely another top priority for me. So that means that Magic has to be number 3. That means that the time that I devote to Magic can't be as much as the time that I devote to either my marriage or my work. So anything that I do when it comes to Magic has to have an impact, has to make an impact on making me better, on making sure that I am learning and growing and developing as a player, developing skill levels. So ultimately that means that any content that I consume has to be worth, I have to have value in it. It can't just be frivolous content. It can't just be content just to see, like, you know, whoever drafted a cube deck or whatever just for fun. I have to make sure that I'm looking at or listening to podcasts or whatever, things that will help me learn and grow. Now that's not to say that I don't still watch videos from my content creator buddies, because I definitely do, or listen to podcasts that I like that aren't Magic related or aren't necessarily competitive Magic podcasts, because I still do that too. But the ones that I have to really pay attention to, the content that I really have to pay attention to and like really think about and apply are those specific ones, and I have to dedicate a certain amount of time to do that. So that means that on my everyday commute to work, all I do is I don't listen to music anymore. I listen to podcasts. I will watch a video while I'm getting ready in the morning, or read an article while I'm getting ready in the morning for work. During my lunch break at work, from time to time, I'll hop on the phone, either watch a video, read an article, do something, be as interactive as I can on Twitter, reviewing deck lists, things like that. And so with that, you know, I get to meet that media consumption kind of in between my day. Now when it comes time to playing Magic, I obviously don't go to every single FNM, because I don't find value in going to every single FNM. My local community in particular, there's a lot of casual players, a ton, and I think that's great. There's nothing wrong with being a casual player, but for me, as someone who wants to grow competitively, I'm not able to do that as one of the better players in my local area. I personally feel and am of the belief of you are only able to grow as a player if you are playing against or playing with people who are either at your level or at above your level. So there's only a few of us here locally that are at that level, or you know, at a higher level, and those are the people that I kind of stick around with and test with, and we honestly get more value out of play testing with one another than you know, playing at FNM. So we tend to do that from time to time. Every 2 or 3 weeks we'll get together and play test, or we'll play on Magic Online or what have you, and just try and get better. We'll talk through ideas. We definitely have group chats going on where we're just talking through deck lists, ideas, things that we see. We're reviewing articles. We're looking at coverage from tournaments that are happening in events that we're not going to, like Star City Opens or GPs or what have you. So we're definitely doing that. But I am getting close here to my LGS, and I'll cut the camera out pretty soon. But I just kind of wanted to get an idea of what it is that you guys that are watching are wanting to see, because this is something that, you know, I've been a part of the Magic scene for a little over 20 years now, and it's something that's near and dear to my heart. You know, I try and be active in the community. I've made a ton of friends playing Magic. I've had the opportunity to travel to a lot of different places. If it weren't for Magic, I would have never seen those places. So Magic is something that is deeply ingrained as a part of my life. It's something that no matter what, like, taking a break is fine, but I can't see myself fully just like quitting the game at all. It's just too ingrained in my life. So I wanted to share this with anybody who wants to watch or listen, and, you know, just get an idea for what it is that you guys want to see, because you know, this is the first time that I'm actually doing a vlog or a video series or anything like that. I'm more used to podcasts where we can talk about what's happening in you know, previous weeks, tournaments and stuff like that. But I feel like a lot of people do that already. So I kind of wanted to take a different angle on this, and, you know, if it's something that you guys want, something that I can continue to do. But, you know, that's enough about me. I just wanted to put this out there, see if you guys are interested. Follow along with me on my daily kind of like a day in the life of what Eric does, and maybe follow along with me on some events that we're going to have. Some big tournaments coming up, some PPTQs. I have GP San Antonio ready to go coming up, and I have a couple of other, you know, local kind of big events that I'm planning on. So if that's something that you guys are interested in, let me know. Let me know either in the comments, liking the video, or just tweeting at me. So let me know. But I am pulling up to my local shop. I'll let you guys know how I do. And yeah, I guess that's it. Thanks, everybody.